8 minutes ago, just found out that Kathleen Kennedy is stepping down from Lucasfilm this year. You don't want to hate or dislike someone, but I mean, she is respectfully, she's the brand royally.
What's poppin', internet? It's Shwa, and this is Pop Culture, the channel where faith and fandom intersect. And today we're going to be talking about a report about Kathleen Kennedy leaving Lucasfilm and being replaced by Brennan and Filoni. Now, as you guys know, Filoni has been involved with Star Wars for, almost seems like 15 years now. He was brought in by George Lucas, sort of as his little Padawan, to learn and help shape the Clone Wars series that was on Cartoon Network, and then eventually moved to Netflix, and then eventually moved to Disney Plus. And since then, he's been heavily involved with Star Wars, working on Ahsoka, The Mandalorian. I think he even did some work on The Acolyte, and of course there was Star Wars Rebels. So Filoni has been a big voice for Star Wars over the years, and he's somebody that he had just recently, within the last 3 to 4 years, moved into a creative storytelling role over at Lucasfilm, sort of an exec role. And so now to see that he is potentially heading up the studio as Kathleen Kennedy ends her tenure is definitely big news. Me personally, I have mixed feelings about Kathleen Kennedy. I think that Disney Star Wars has given us some of the greatest Star Wars we've ever had, as well as some of the worst Star Wars we've ever had. Some of the highlights through her tenure for me are Rogue One, The Last Jedi, Force Awakens, Andor Season 1 and 2. The Acolyte had some ups, some downs. But then obviously she also gave us such flop as the Book of Boba Fett, Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Poop Walker, boo. And then some just sort of middling stuff like Mando Season 3. Mando Season 2 was great. Mando Season 1 was good. And so I've kind of been mixed on Kathleen Kennedy over the years. I heard that the Indiana Jones movie wasn't very good. I didn't see that one, but yeah, this is big news. So Filoni gives me some excitement and some pause. I think that he's really good at sort of doing Star Wars typology, I'll call it, which is tying stuff from the originals and the prequels to stuff that's going on in the sequels and stuff like Mandalorian. But at the same time, he has a tendency to think kind of small. And by that, I mean, every franchise has Ahsoka in it. Every franchise has C-3PO in it. He's got to bring in everyone from the Skywalker franchise all the time. And that's not really where I think Star Wars needs to be going. I think Star Wars needs to push past this 40, 50, 60-year time span and go to all of the thousands of years that are on either side of that story. The Acolyte made an attempt to go back in time to a couple hundred years before the prequels, but of course it still brought in some stuff that we were used to, because it's the High Republic and not the Old Republic, so it's just right before the prequels. But there was that James Mangold movie that got announced that I think is probably dead in the water now, that was supposed to be about the founding of the Jedi Order. That's the stuff we want to see. We want to see 10,000 years ago. We want to see 5,000 years ago. Or we want to see 5,000 years into the future, And with Filoni coming in, I'm scared that we're going to kind of stick in the same era of Star Wars. Now, are we going to get some cool stuff that plays into the lore and brings in stuff Filoni was the one to bring in Admiral, Admiral Zahn? Is that his name? No, Timothy Zahn was the author. Admiral blue guy, oh my gosh, what's his name? Admiral Thrawn. And so he'll bring in stuff from Legends, which is really cool, but again, I need us to expand the stories. Now when it comes to Leenwen and Brennan, I don't really know anything about them. I don't even know if that's a guy or a girl, but I'm glad that this seems to be sort of like a James Gunn situation where we're bringing in a creative guy and then hopefully an executive person to kind of run things, to keep things balanced. So it'll be curious to see how this pans out and how quickly all of this gets kind of put into action. Are we getting the Daisy Ridley Star Wars movie still? Are we abandoning that? I don't know. But it'll be interesting to see where this goes. So let me know down below in the comments what you guys think of this move. Are you jumping up and down that Kathleen Kennedy is finally leaving Lucasfilm? Are you kind of apprehensive as to where the story is going to go like I am? Let me know down below in the comments. And as always, please hit the subscribe button. It really helps out the channel. Like the video, share it with your friends, and peace be with you. I'm Shua. This is Pop Cultured. Thanks for watching.